Mic on.
Good morning and welcome to today's special episode of Market Fuckery. Just kidding, guys. There is some market fuckery going on, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. I'm Texas' very own. Welcome to the stream. Que pedo, que onda, que pasa, que tal? How are you guys doing this morning? Appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new to the channel, we just kind of discuss our portfolio. This is documentation of my journey to becoming a successful trader. Sometimes it doesn't always feel that way. But yeah, we just talk all things stock. Mostly, we just cover what's in our portfolio. Trading with roughly about a $10,000 portfolio, give or take the day. Sometimes it's about 11, but you get what I'm saying. So not a very large portfolio, but the goal is, to get to 100K. So with trading this portfolio, and if we get the squeeze, I don't know, we'll get there sooner rather than later. So the bell has rung. I've got the God Pill on in the background. If you guys want a history lesson for today, go check out the God Pill channel. He's gonna be reading off some stuff this morning. Sounded pretty interesting, but I got to get on and get off stream very quickly because I've got some stuff to do before it rains here. So we're gonna get right into it. Currently setting about 10:14. We got a little bit of a bounce. I'm gonna go straight to the chart here for you guys. And what I was doing this morning, I was kind of moving around some lines. I wanted to do this live on stream. I did move the top line. I just kind of set it to where the candles close at. This is the 184 hour. I also moved this one back. It was kind of in the middle here in this range, our trend line. I just kind of pulled it back down to where we've got to touch it on a candle. And then I'm potentially thinking about moving the bottom one. However, I need to look at the 180, or sorry, the 1 year, 1 day. I have it 4 hour, and potentially it will get moved. So just go ahead quickly and change this over to the 1 year, 1 day. All right, so that one, it's potentially okay. That looks like it's okay. Bottom one could probably move down just a hair. You see it, we're kind of in the middle of these candles. So what I'll do is go back to the 184, and we'll just make it a quick adjustment here on stream while I change this just down. I'm just looking to hit the bottom. I'm not looking for anything else. Just kind of moving the trend line a little bit farther down. Not much. Potentially could go even farther, but I'm going to leave it alone where it's at here. And what I'm looking for is I'm expecting there to be a bounce. We kind of predicted this earlier on in the week. On Monday, we predicted the pullback back here just according to the RSI that there would be a decent sized pullback. And just looking off of the trend line we had set, we had already respected this trend line. We set this trend line maybe 2 weeks ago. We had already kind of respected the trend line a few times. When we set it, I think we set it back here. So it had bounced back down and respected it once. So we know it's a valid trend line. We're going to see if we get that validation again today. Here, if we can hold up here at about 993, so somewhere around there, 993, 994. I think that's pretty solid. I think that they're gonna short the hell out of this thing and try to close below $10, and it looks like that's potentially what they're gonna do today. So you can see in the after hours, right? We kind of saw we were sitting pretty much around 1020. I think that's where we closed at yesterday. Kind of just staying stagnant through the rest of the after hours. Pre-market started this morning. Kind of shot down a little bit, and not doing so hot, but better than 1002. So I think it's going to be a battle for 1001 today. I think they're going to try to close it below 1001, and I think they had the ammunition to do so. So I'm not worried if they do. Of course, I would like it if they don't, but we know that's their game plan. So pulling up Fintel. I don't think I had this link below. Looks like we have 150,000 shares, short shares available. A short borrow rate fee of 15.99%. So slowly going down though. I think we dropped about 8 or 9% yesterday, and or the day before, and then now we're down to about 16, just under 16. So not much lower than what we were at yesterday. Not too bad there. I can handle that. What I'm going to pull up on the side here is always what we do is the AMC stock Reddit. And looks like we hit that that mark here below 998. So we'll see what ends up happening. I know that this looks a little bit excuse me.
Mic off. Mic on.
I know this looks a little bit different. Here's our trend line here than it did on the 4 hour. But when we look a little bit closer, you can see we're still trading just slightly above that trend line. So I'm looking this, macroscopically, just on a 4-hour time frame. I like that more than the one day, 1 minute. The intraday, you're gonna see a lot more volatility and price action, of course. This is a little bit cleaner on the 4-hour. You got to kind of step back and look at it as a whole. You got to look at multiple charts to kind of get the entire picture here. So even on the 1 year, 1 day, we were never really in overbought territory, and I think I said oversold this morning. You can see potentially right there. That's way back in March. So we were never really in overbought territory up here. But if you look at the 184-hour, we were definitely in need of a pullback. So we kind of thought that was going to happen. We expect it to happen. No worries. You know, it just kind of is what it is. We felt like it would. So 980 is a very solid level of support. I don't even know where I had to go back to find that. 5-day 15 or 5-day 5. Let's see. 5-day 5. 996. 980 is a solid level. Jeez, I'm going to have to go back to like 10 days. 10-day 30. All right, so I think we're going to find it in here. So since this is a 30-minute, you're not going to see everything that bounced off of it, but let's, geez, yeah, there's quite a few times here. So in this range here, you can see we kind of held it as a level of resistance here, 980 in that range. Here, I'm just going to pull it so you guys can see. There's 9. God dang it. Oh, man. We're just going to leave it right there at 981. That's close enough. I don't want to take too much time trying to mess with it here. So we can set this trend line. You can see here we used it as a level of resistance quite a few times here. Got a little bit of a bounce off it there. It is actually 981. And then again here, and we again held it as support. So that's just in the last like 10 days. So I think going back even farther, you're going to find more levels of support for that 980 range. I don't think we really fall below that. If we do, 975's a pretty decent level of support as well. So in that range, 975, 980 is what it is. We actually removed all of our price levels that we had set because we didn't think we were coming back down that far. But, you know, shit happens. Is what it is. So we're not doing too bad. We're going to look at the rest of the position in the portfolio here. AMTX up 24 cents. Fubo down 43 cents. Up 9 cents is Rocket. 4 cents up is Sens. Down 19 cents on AT&T. And down 9 cents on UPC. The only two positions we really care that much about in this portfolio are AT&T and AMC. And AT&T is the rock in our foundation. At one time it was 50% or larger. It was 50% or larger of our portfolio, or position of our portfolio. It was probably the largest position in our portfolio until we really doubled down on AMC. Now AMC is the largest position in our portfolio, and AT&T is just a long-term swing, potentially 6 months or a year, while we collect those dividends so we can reinvest that money elsewhere. Or if we need to, we can pull out and use it elsewhere. The rest of these, there's only a couple positions here, a couple of fucked up day trades I may have made, like UPC, Fubo. Swing trade's not really panning out as quickly as I thought it would, and in the AMTX definitely went south, but I kind of screwed that one up. So, 3 potential screw-ups here, holding the bag on Rocket. Although, for some of these that we're just messing around with, I only, dive in a couple bucks here. At the most, Fubo I think has 500. Everything else is sub like $200-300. So, those positions we're not really worried about. Just trying to, to practice a strategy, and we invested very little because we're still a work in progress here. So we have made quite a few day trades that were successful, over 5%. Quite a few swing trades of over 10-20%, and then we're doing pretty good on AMC here. AMC, we are 500 long at $8.97, up about $502 currently. So depending on the day or the week, we do pretty good on AMC. But it ain't time to pull out yet. We're not there yet. So I think we found that support, but I do think that we closed under $10 today. I think we closed under 10.01. I don't think we have the ammunition needed to get us above that range and kind of and get a big push up, barring any kind of news catalyst that comes out, which I don't expect there to be one, seeing as how earnings come out next week on May 6th. I don't really expect there to be a big catalyst today. However, I'd seen some videos. I don't know if they were just clickbait where people were saying that there was a big catalyst coming from DTCC. I don't know how true that is. So I expect us to pull back here. I do. Well, I don't know why my trend line is set at 10:09 here. It's kind of odd. I'm thinking we close very, very closely to 10:01, but I just don't think we get over that hump today. I think that they had the ammunition that they need to short this thing down a little bit farther. Seeing as how we just don't have the buying power stepping in. You can see over the last 2 days now that the sellers have stepped in a little bit more. The bears are here, and we've crossed over the signal line a few days ago. Not to return back yet. So still have not entered into oversold territory according to the RSI. So we'll look to get that bounce. I don't know if we actually. I mean, there's potential that we do reach that territory, but I don't know. I think maybe we get something like this back here. See if you can see. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think that we potentially don't hit that RSI, oversold in the RSI on the 184 hour. I think we have a bit of a pull, a pullback even today. Say pullback. We're still, hell, we're in a bear skid right now. But we know it's just because they're shorting it. Naked shorts and synthetics and all that. It's so bad. So anyhow, I want to give a shout out to Houston Wade. My intro with the market fuckery was a topic that he covered in his video. I actually linked his video in the description. Go check out the video. You will not be disappointed. That video is a very good one. It's about 20-25 minutes long. Go check it out. Great video to listen to. It's more of a podcast style video. Nothing to really look at, so you can, well, if you pay for YouTube like I do, you can just pop it on the phone, turn the screen off, throw some headphones in, and just listen to it in the background or whatever you want to do. Great video. Discusses naked shorting and synthetic shares and how we're getting fucked by the hedge funds and how no one is doing anything, and that metaphorically Citadel needs to die. Basically, they just need to get margin called and go bankrupt, and they're pretty much ruining the economy. And what he goes into deep dive on is that basically when COVID came, they shorted everything. They tried to bankrupt everything and make so much money, and it started to backfire on them because they were expecting COVID to last a little bit longer and take more of a hit on the economy than it has. And now Americans are tired of COVID, and probably this just me saying the word will get the algorithm all in a fit on YouTube. But that's just to show how fucked up our government is and how these tech companies run, that you can't even say the word anymore on here before they start weeding that stuff out. They don't like anybody talking about it. So we just say the pandemic or that year usually on this channel, but fuck it, whatever. So I think we get that bounce. I think we trade under 10. I think it's pretty tight. If anything, I think we potentially drop down to the lowest 975. I would actually be surprised if we drop down any farther than that, but man, you never know. They're coming up with all kinds of fake stuff here. Anyway, a little bit of a ramble right there. Just go back and check out Houston Wade's video. Like I said, it's linked in the description. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Listen to it whenever you can. It's 20-25 minutes. Very good podcast style video, and some good information. I actually tried to listen to it twice before I got on stream. It's kind of why I was a little bit late to the bell. I've got his video up. I was listening to a little bit, and I have Godpill up over here actually running in the background, just supporting him. Despite what you guys think about him, he is a very intelligent person, and he has good information, and he's a interesting guy. Fully support his channel, and it may not be for everybody, but my channel's not for everybody either. Like I said, yesterday's stream, I support a lot of YouTubers. I still watch a lot of people's content. Whether or not anybody likes him, I don't care. That's just, that's me. I'm watching Ronch Capital. I'm watching Jeffrey Forbes. I'm watching Trace Trades. I'm watching sometimes Mo Money, not as much as late. His style is a little bit weird now. It's kind of smart how he did it. And me and my girlfriend were talking about this. The way he does his videos is he pretty much makes segments and then he clips those videos so that you can go back later and watch. But it's also so that he has another video that can get those, those views on. And hey, man, more power to him, man. If he's making the money, can't knock the guy for that. He's hustling pretty hard, and he's putting the work in. So the thing that I don't like about most of these big YouTubers is that when they do the live streams, it's almost impossible to talk to them. Whereas if you go on Godpill's channel, he's going to read out your comment. He'll read it right there live on stream, and he'll respond back to you. Most of these other people, maybe Jeffrey Forbes has never really commented back on anything I comment on his, but he has liked some things I've said. So has Ronch Capital. But those guys are more video-oriented style, just a brief market breakdown. But going to the bigger YouTube, I get it. Yeah, you can't read everything. There's only so much time. And when you have thousands of people watching your channel, you have to kind of limit what it'll just be all day talking to commenters. So I kind of understand, but you got to pretty much spam the comments unless you pay to get something read. And so for me, I don't really like that whole pay to play system that they've got going on YouTube with the super chats and all that. Not a big fan. But so those are just some of the people that I watch, and I always leave out a few. But I try to watch a little bit of everybody, even the newer guys. That I find, I'll go in and watch a couple videos and just see what they're about and see what DD they bring to the table. So a lot of good TA that people have. A lot of them that I look back and I'm like, man, we said the same thing here. They may have called it a day late or a day early, but we pretty much focus on the TA here. That's mostly what I'm doing, and I know it's a long ramble and it's not really what we usually do here, but whatever. I'm just talking this morning, so. I kind of want to show you guys AMTX and where not to get stuck at, right? So this is a trade that we thought we were gonna come out profitable on, right? Only entered in. We're only 2 positions long here at 26.70, so nothing crazy. We kind of took a risk. We're gonna go to the 184 hour. You can see we got in. We're at 26.70 right here, about this 27.40 range. We may have even day traded this. I don't think that we did. If we scalped it and then got back in, I think we did not scalp this, but we had been watching it for a little bit. A couple of days it had ran up once back here, and then we got another whiff of it, or somewhere in here, and we got another whiff of it on this day. So we actually got in thinking, this is all-time high, 27.44. We got in at 26.70, and I thought, all right, this thing is going to continue up. If you look at where it's running at, I mean, it's continually running, making higher highs, higher lows. It's going to keep on running. Boys are wrong. It found its top, and we'd already seen it create, higher highs or the new all-time high like 3 different times, and I'm thinking it's going to go for a 4th one. And I'm going to get my 5% out of it, and sure enough, we got kind of screwed here. So we're just waiting. It's consolidating down right now. Potentially at some point in the future, it will make that run back up, given like Q1 results or something. So we're just gonna wait this out, maybe get a good catalyst and it pops up, but just so we can exit out. I mean, what is that, like $52? We're not really worried about it, but that's why we practice with a small position size, so that we can just work on our TA, see if we do anything. And what I want to talk about is when you see these things making the all-time highs, of course they can keep going up, but they can very easily go back down and not reach that all-time high. And you can see that right here, we got back up and we didn't quite make it over the break. And since we got in about 26.70, which is in this range, while it was running, it never got back up there. Never got back up for us to become profitable. And I don't like to sell for a loss. I don't take L's very well. I hate losing. I hate losing money, more importantly. So just be careful when you guys are trading on something that's looking really good and it's at an all-time high. Yes, it can keep running, but it can also have that pullback. So honestly, the safer play is to wait for the pullback and then try to scalp it once it starts making that run to test. And chances are it doesn't re-break that test, or if it doesn't, at least you'll have percentage in here. So if you were to get in somewhere in there, I mean, I can't even see that. There we go, 30%. So 30%. I guess so. Shit. So you have opportunity, right, to get in and get out. Fubo, kind of a similar story, was actually trading pretty well. I don't even remember when we got in. We actually scalped it a couple times, made some profit. and decided that we're gonna hold this thing for a little bit longer term. I think I got in a little bit quickly and did not look at the entire picture here of the. I don't know if I didn't look at the 180 or what the case was, but you can see here once it kind of retested up in this range of its all-time high, it never got even close. It was rejected and then it started to fall, right? Just trickling back down. This is on its way down, and I think we got in somewhere in this range over here. Thinking, and I think maybe all I looked at was like right here. This maybe it was a 30-day I looked at. I don't know. And so you got to look at the entire picture. Look at multiple charts before you enter into a long-term position. Look at 180-day, 1 hour. I'm sorry, 180-day, 4 hour, a 1 year, 1 day. Look at a 3 year. Just kind of look at where it's at, where the potential is, and that's part of the strategy. Is know your entry point and know your exit point. Right? Know your entry point, waiting for the pullback, getting the consolidation, and sign a reversal. That's your entry point. At least that's my entry point. And then know your exit point. Know where this thing could potentially go to. Look at your previous levels of resistance. See what the potential for the position is, and see if you can make the profit amount that you want, right? And don't get greedy. That's another part of the strategy. So that's kind of where I'm at with Fubo. This one we're actually in 25 positions long, 23.12. So not a lot, but we're down about $60. I think at one point we were down $23 the other day. It is what it is. It's fine. We're just going to keep holding this thing. We think that there could be a potential pop off some good news, or when they start streaming World Cup qualifying matches. That's what really kind of got them this pop here. But the tech sector is in a mess right now, and it's in trouble. So Rocket, we're not really going to talk too much about Rocket. This was just us chasing something. We're only 2 positions long here, and we did collect a nice dividend of $1.11 per share. So we'll keep holding that. Maybe they announce another special dividend, and then we get a couple of those dividends. It makes it worth it. So at some point we will add to this position here. I'm just kind of waiting for it to get back down below like 21. Below 21 is where I want to potentially enter a position. And if you guys are using Think or Swim, this is the TD Ameritrade trading platform here. You just where you want it, right? Dollar amount. Let's say we want. Oh shit, I was there at 21. We're gonna right click. We're gonna go down here to create alerts, and then we're gonna go to at or below $21 even, and it'll just send us a little notification. You can check that by going up here to Market Watch, and it'll give you all the notifications and what the point is. Mark at or below, at or above, at or above. So you can see your potential these signs to get in, get out. Just kind of help you monitor, a certain stock. I'm gonna have to reach out to Guy. He'll tell him to get some closed captioning on, so that way I can kind of read the closed captions on the side here while I have the volume down. Sensonic, this is one that kind of a trades trade here. Cheers this morning. We got some different lighting here. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Back when I first started streaming, my desktop setup was about 8 feet over to the left, and I actually have a window right behind my monitor, which brought some sunlight in and actually, was very well lit. However, I needed more space. It was just too small there. The table was probably about 4.5 feet, 5 feet, and now I'm running on a 6-foot table, so I can have 2 monitors and my desktop and space on the table to actually do stuff, game, all that kind of stuff, do work. I can move my keyboard out of the way and actually do drawings for my job. And it's just more spacious down here. But the lighting, there's just a wall, so I've got overhead lights, and then I've got some LEDs in front of me. And so hopefully, looks like the one is dying out a little bit. So we'll charge it today. Hopefully the lighting is a little bit better. Excuse me. So Sens does have earnings call coming up on May 13th. I'm expecting that to be a really good earnings call, and that we'll see a pop in Sens. So what I would like to see, we're kind of evened out on the RSI here. We're just above median or middle on the in between. So I don't think we'll see a pullback just yet, but if we drop down, I really like to scoop up some more shares at about $2 even, and we've got some dry powder to do that, just so that when earnings call comes along, we could potentially go ahead and get out of this position for a profit, and wait for it to pull back. So we're gonna wait earnings call, see how good it is, and then we're gonna wait, give it a couple days. Harley had a damn decent, golly, man, steadily climbing up here. So if you guys watched the stream before, you know that we were in Harley. We had about 43 positions long at a dollar cost average of $40.85. We ended up selling out about 44.20, 44 something, somewhere in the $44 range. I think it's $44.50 maybe, $44 range. We took our profit there, which was just about 8.98%. And I wanted more, but I wanted to put, since this was around the same time AMC was dropping down sub $9, and I wanted to average our position up, but I didn't want to average up when it was like in 10 range, right? So when it dropped down, we were up positive here. I went ahead, cashed out. Looks like I cashed out about a week early. If I would just held on a little bit longer, could have got more profits out of it. Potentially doubled my profit, which is only about $175. However, Harley used to give us dividends, and we were holding this thing for about 3 years, or 2.5 years. So it is what it is. We were paid through those couple years with dividends, and now dividend is gone. We did think that this was going to be where it was at. I mean, this is kind of where I thought it was going to be, but I needed the money for AMC, and I think that the potential to make money on AMC is a lot greater than it is to make on Harley right now. Harley looked like it was only going to go up. There's BBA's got a PT $55. A couple other one like Wedbush or Baird and Wedbush had PTs of $43 and $45 respectively, and I think they may have upped those a little bit. So we were already kind of in that range between 43 and 45, and then Bank of America comes out with a slam dunk of a PT of $55. So I thought, maybe it gets up to 46, but I wanted to go ahead and sell out before it ever got back up to 45 and had a pullback. So went ahead, sold, dumped that money into AMC, and half of it, and then still sitting on the other half. I actually used a couple bucks here to double down on our options contracts for the June 18th $40 strike price. So just trying to average that price down so it doesn't hurt as bad when I sell. I am looking to sell potentially with a month out, so by May 18th, in that range, I kind of want to sell. We're gonna wait it out because I have two potential dates that we're gonna look at here. Going back to let's see where we're at. AT&T, if you guys watch the stream, you know this was a good dividend play for us. I think it's currently at above 6% dividend yield, and what that means is that basically, for however much money, you're going to get 6% of that money back in a dividend quarterly, right? So it's 52 cents per share quarterly, or $2.08 annually per share. So you got 100 shares. Basically, you're going to get $50 every quarter. So, and that's what we're looking to do. They have actually, where is it at here? Earnings estimate 77 cents, actual 86 cents. All right, so they had their earnings call a couple days ago. There is a dividend here, April 8th, right? So I think their ex-dividend date was April 8th, with payout being on May something. I'd have to go back and look. It's sometime in May. So you're kind of shit out of luck if you want to get in for to get paid really quickly. However, if you just watch the stock price here, let's zoom in a little bit. You can see here's the ex-dividend date. Actually, let me look it up because I don't want to give you guys the wrong information here. Normally, what you'll see happen is when they announce an ex-dividend date, the stock will rise in price up to that ex-dividend date, and then it'll drop right after that. So once the payout happens, the share price normally drops. So what I'm using is the TD Ameritrade app. I like to trade on this. I've been trading this for like 3 years now, since 2017. It's a really good app, but if you want to do like TA, it's kind of difficult. You need to use Thinkorswim to actually do some TA, some technical analysis and charts, charting out stuff. So looks like earnings per share, okay, blah, blah, blah. Ex-dividend date is, April the 8th. Dividend next pay date, May the 3rd. So typically what happens is if you have the share before that date uh, and hold it to that date, you can sell it right after, but you'll still get paid for owning it up on that date. You can buy it the day before, sell it the day after, you'll still get that dividend payout. So you can see it kind of went up here. I don't know if they announced this like on. I don't know why it sold off. It's a bad example, but maybe you see it was good, and then as soon as the day hit, it just sold off. So I don't know if all you had to do was have it at this point, and then once you had it, you could sell it, and potentially that's what it is. You can see the big drop there. So my guess is as long as you had it up to that date, boom, you see here. So that's what I'm trying to show. I don't know if this is a good representation. You can see it on other stocks where once they announce it, it'll start running up, and then as soon as that date hits, it starts to drop. So if you are holding something and it has a dividend payout, don't be surprised when the share price drops dramatically and very rapidly from the ex-dividend date. So you can see it dropped, but it did pull back up. Anyhow, enough about AT&T. We didn't even go over UPC. I really hate that story, but it's kind of to the strategy is know your entry point, know your strategy, right? Know your entry point, know your exit point, know your PDT rule, and where you stand in the PDT rule, and that's how we kind of screwed up on UPC. We got a notification that we're going to get margin called, and this is before I had a marginal account. We entered. We got and don't get greedy, right? So know your entry point, know your exit point, know your PDT rule, and where you stand in the PDT rule. Know your or don't get greedy and stick to your strategy. We violated two things here. One, we got greedy. We actually shot for larger than our 5%. This is not where it was at, but actually this is probably where it was at. We shot for large. Geez, what am I looking at here? The UPC, whatever. You guys want to see that? I'm just telling the story on UPC. We got greedy. We were going for a little bit more. We actually tried to change it because we saw that we were not going to break that second level of resistance to get back up to where we wanted it. But however, we would have gotten the 5%. So we went to move our sell order down. And when I did so, I guess I did it too quickly. It had read that I was still, had that other trade in, and I was already over the PDT rule at that point, and I was going to get margin called, and there was like a notification, and it kind of freaked me out. So I hesitated. I looked into it. I started counting my trades for the week, and up to that point, we'd already made our 3-day trades successfully, profiting more than 5% on each. And then we lost out. It kind of crashed after that. I'm looking at a different stock here. It kind of crashed after that, and then we're left holding the bag here. So nothing crazy. It's only like 13 positions long, so it is what it is. We're down about $35. It's not crazy. The money that we're down in this portfolio is nothing. As a matter of fact, we're still net green on our portfolio, despite being down in a few positions here. Harley one we were kind of ready to get out of anyway, mainly because we saw our entire portfolio drop over 50% last year during the pandemic. And so we waited and waited. We held on, and we became profitable when we sold. We sold out 3 positions that we were holding in our portfolio, all for a profit. One for like 23%, one for over 12.5%, and then 8.98% on Harley. Which in hindsight now we could have gotten more, but it is what it is. But those were all long-term dividend plays, and everybody pretty much cut their dividend except AT&T. AT&T never cut their dividend. So we took most of that money we made off of Ford, and we entered into AT&T. All the money from a partnership we were in, we put it in AMC, and then half the money from Hog we put into AMC, and we're sitting on the other half pretty much, or just under half. So like 60-40, 60 and 40 kind of holding between the options contracts here. So we were kind of waiting for this thing to get down to 28. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait it out for the rest of the day because I think that we drop down again on AMC. I think the price closes below this $10 range. I think that this is was a test here to see how much buying pressure was going to step in. They wanted to short it down, kind of get us used to this low 10 range, and I think 10.01 is the battle today. So volume, not too bad, not too good, not good at all actually. Volume super low again. That's what we've kind of noticed with AMC. If there's nothing going on, there's no hype around it, no AMC day, no movie release coming out, anything like that, volume super low and kind of sucky. So it's kind of where we set. You can see we're sub 100,000s on most of the volume, and you can see volume up here. It says volume top of your screen. When you click and this over the, you just kind of hover over it. It'll tell you where it's at. So last minute 58,000. Before that 38,000, and you see on the high candle there 155. Higher there is 195. 312 there, and then the highest for the day 499. So never breaking over 500,000 in volume per minute. When we start really moving, we need to sustain in the 200,000s. Above 200,000 is good for that, and that's still low volume, right? We've seen this thing hit 1.1 million in 1 minute, and that's really on the big movers. So I think we, see we're all over the place right now. We're having a battle between bulls and bears and trying to keep this thing above 1001, and you can see it's a battle. Today is the battle of 1001, and you can see it right before your eyes. When you look back at something else where it's a little bit tighter, the price action, it's just all down, or it kind of runs sideways. Yesterday's kind of a bad example, but it is all down. It's all one-sided, right? It's mostly one-sided. You can see here it becomes a little bit of a battle in here, but you can see to start the day here, we are just all over the place, and we're fighting it out. So I'm going to say that I lost hope in the battle. For me, it doesn't really bother me either way. All that these hedge funds are doing are delaying the inevitable, which is them getting margin called. So honestly, I don't really care. I prefer that this thing stays above $10.01, for more people to close out in the money and become profitable. If you have a contract that's at $10 and you're waiting to see at 10.01, or at the end of the day, 10.01, and you have a $10 options a call contract, you are not profitable. You will not be profitable on that contract. You will lose money on that contract, depending on when you bought that contract. If you bought it when the stock price, like weeks ago, and it was sub, like $8, or it was $8, and you bought it out saying it's gonna be 10, you're potentially gonna be profitable. Your theta decay is gonna eat away at that contract. The closer you get to close, the closer you get to expiring in that contract, the theta decay will eat away at that contract. So we saw this before. I had the first L I've taken in the market in 3 years of me trading was on options contracts. It was an AMC contract. I bought it. It was for like the next Friday. I got it on Friday for the next Friday. I'm saying it's going to close above 14. We were at like 12. We got up to 14 at some point early in the week. Maybe it was at 13. I can't remember. Whatever it was, I became green on the contract. Should have sold it right then, but I thought, no, we're going. This is it. We're going to start squeezing like every week for us apes. This is it. It's going to the moon this week. This is the week. And sure enough, Friday comes. We'd already hit like $14.80 something cents. And earlier in the week, it just got shot down. I think we may have even closed under 14.01. I sold it with like 2 minutes left, and I ended up taking a big L on it. I ended up making about $2 on it was like a $90 contract. So on $180, I think I got like $2 back. And then I did the same exact thing for the next week, and I said, you know what? No, this is a pullback. It's going back up, and I got another contract at $16. And sure enough, same exact thing happened. But we never even got close. We just kept going down. So I sold that one for a couple bucks, maybe like $8-10, and still have these contracts here for the $40 strike price. And this is kind of what we wanted to see. Where's the bid in the ask? Where's the bid in the ask? All right, I'm trying to get it at 26. Looks like the bid is 29. Ask is 30. I'm just adding 2 more. I'm just gonna scale in. So we initially got this contract. Man, it's been over a month for about $165. It's now looks like it's worth about 26. According to this, if you go off the bid price, it's worth 29. So we could potentially sell it for $29 here. But we did average down all the way down. Now our contracts, we got 5 of them, currently worth about $61 each. So, I'm sorry, not 60. Our we're the overall average price is $61. So we're still at a loss here on these contracts, but it is what it is. We're just gonna keep gobbling up a couple more. We're not gonna go crazy with these contracts, but if we get a nice pop and we do see something happen potentially before the month of June, we can make some good looking money here. So it's kind of a gamble here, as with a lot of options contracts are. But if you guys want to know more about options contracts, check out the God Pills channel. He has a lot of good information on options. Go back to some of his earlier videos where he deep dive. I'll go back to most of his videos, and he's going to talk about options. As of late, I don't know if he's been talking too much about options contracts. Um, but he used to do deep dive. He has his own website. I think it's called racestocks.com or racestocks.net or racestocks pricing. Anyhow, go to his channel and check it out. The guy's pretty smart. He built this website to kind of show which option contracts would become profitable, and it's a lot of information unpacked. Some like I didn't even understand. I didn't know what intrinsic value was or extrinsic value. I didn't know any of that stuff before watching his channel, and it kind of helped me along. But we're still a noob when it comes to options, and we knew that was gambling, so we lost out, about $180 already on options, and we're still currently down. So we're just trying to average down, trying to scale in, average down the price here, and I'm hoping I eat my words on AMC. To tell you the truth, I really am. I'm hoping that I eat my. Look at this W forming here. Nice W. I guess you could, pretty much call it a triple top here. You got 1, 2, 3. Look for the pullback here. Look for the pullback, and then look for it to continue to run up. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here. We're going to get tongue-tied. We're going to go over here to Fintel. I just want to see if Fintel has updated yet this morning. Still 150,000 short shares available at a short bar rate fee of $15.99. And we're just going to turn this over to AMC Stock Reddit and find the Ortex data. I could just go to Twitter. Matt Kors. I didn't even mention Matt Kors earlier, I don't think. I haven't really watched too many of his videos, but I'd like that he posts on Twitter the Ortex data daily. So AMC filed to the SEC that the vote to approve 500 million shares is not happening. It's 2 days ago. All right, so if you guys are going on AMC stock Reddit page, the first thing that I do is I don't go off hot, go off new. That somehow they upvote a bunch of shit posts that have no DD behind it and don't mean anything. 17 out of the 20 ETFs that house AMC stock are down today. They continue to short the ETF market as well. So that's one way around being able to short AMC without actually having the shares to short AMC. Potential FUD on Instagram. Be aware, apes. I'm trying to figure out what I'm reading here. I don't know. It looks like somebody pretending to be this person. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. Joshua James. Let's see. Always pretty interesting tweets that he has that somebody posts. I'll keep buying and holding AMC. That's how I will stick it to these fucking criminals and cartels that hide behind self-regulatory organizations and government structures. We are these people's worst nightmare. Congress, the DTC, and the SEC would love nothing more to continue the criminal activity in peace without us knowing they're all engage in criminal activity together. Not today. Keep the DD coming. Dig deeper. Keep spreading the word. Why does the SEC enforcement even exist if they don't do anything but watch Pornhub all day? Yeah, pretty much. They didn't do shit in 2008 to anybody. They're not doing shit now. We just have, and unfortunately, the bad news is, if you watch Houston Wade's video, the information that he provides in that video is that basically, oh, CT in the house. What up, Drew? That basically, Citadel has trillions of dollars by the way that they short bonds, and they're shorting a lot of stuff, and they're creating naked shorts. And they're never delivering those shorts back. Whoa, all right. So this is something we've been talking about for a while on the channel. Not this exact statement, but something very, very similar. Is that AMC, in order to survive, they need to implement something new. And for me, it's they have to have restaurants and bars in every theater nationwide. And boom, what is this post? If AMC bought Alamo Drafthouse, that'd be insane. So, no rivals bids received for Alamo Drafthouse, clearing way for Fortress takeover. So unfortunate, but if AMC were to take over Alamo Drafthouse, um, would be awesome. That's I'm from Texas, from Dallas. I don't live there anymore. I currently live in Florida. But AMC or Alamo Drafthouse is a big theater chain there. I say big. There's not that many of them. It's probably elsewhere, but I would imagine it started in Texas. I mean Alamo. I don't know. Anyhow, so it was like the first place where you could go in, you could have a meal and drinks while you're watching the movie. They have people that bring it to you and stuff like that. And a lot of other theaters that do that. Some AMC theaters actually do that, where you can go in and they have a menu and you can order food and they'll bring it to you, and you can order beers. You can bring in you know what I mean? It's they have bars inside, but they need to implement it in every single AMC theater to really see a turnaround, right? And my opinion is, if you have one of these big, like in Mesquite, Texas, they got AMC 30, right? If you got something that has 30 theaters, take one, right? Sorry, make it AMC 29, but take one. You got to clear some space, right? Even most of these have these arcade rooms, these game rooms, and sorry, kids, but get rid of the game rooms, make it a bar. You're gonna make more money there on people buying pints than what you're gonna make from quarter game machines, 50-cent game machines, whatever it is. Actually, some of those machines are pretty expensive. If you what is that? Time Crisis was a good one. Just kind of looking over here. Currently sitting about 10-12 on AMC. Nothing in our portfolio is really performing very well today. Even the ones that are green are only green by about 5% or 5 cents or so. SoFi added warning about investing in AMC this morning, claiming an elevated risk for losses when it's $10 a share. It means it's time to transfer. What? What is it talking about? Investor alert, this stock has experienced unprecedented price movement and presents an elevated risk. Investors could experience significant financial loss investing in this stock. Please carefully consider the risk before investing. Oh, I don't know what SoFi is. I would imagine it's a brokerage account, and this guy's saying pretty much it's time to go. When they start putting this FUD out here, it's time to go. These motherfuckers, dude, I'm starting to really like these wackos. Bought more because this was posted. AMC make cash 100K. So what's the risk? We were freaking poor to begin with, so we will be in the same boat, or maybe our own yacht. All right, so just more FUD being spread by brokerages, and yeah, as you can see. Just trying to find some DD here. See if something really pops out. We kind of go over this daily. I like this. Pretty much, this person's reaching out to the Rock, saying them that our beloved AMC theaters under attack, and asking for a shout out. Um, what I would imagine is that potentially he probably has ties to another theater chain. Who knows? I mean, it seems very easily for these people to just get on Twitter and tweet, "Hey, da da da," but either they just don't know, or they can't. Right? I don't know. Dog died 2 weeks. Okay, sob story. We need more cowbell. Whatever. Breaking news: AMC is having a fire sale. Yeah. March fails to deliver. All right, so this is the kind of information we want to see here. These are the FTDs here. Some $14 stuff. Jesus. Am I reading this right? Is that 1.28 million FTDs off of 801 from March 1st? $1.2 million. God dang. All right. Wow, this shows the fraud in broad daylight. You can see the days where it was critical. They drive the price down below certain option call levels. Had heavy FTD activity. This is criminal. This totals 13.4 million shares. In case anyone is still doubting that once this pops, it will get crazy. Shares or contracts, shares. Gotcha. Thanks. Does that say $14.04 failed to deliver 79,759 contracts on March 16, 2021? If you don't mind asking, what's your source of the screenshot? All right, yeah, it's valid. It's on the SEC list. It's also on Fintel. Let's take a look back, right? So, easy thing for us to do is pull this to the side here. And what did I say, guys? Sorry we weren't watching this. We called the W here. I said look for the pullback and then for it to run up, and that's exactly what it's doing here. Picture perfect W, as trades would like to say a George W, but this is just a W. So I call it a triple top. This is a beautiful triple top form here. You can see I use this one because it's where we got the triple top. So you got 1, 2, 3 points all at the same price. And then you wait for the pullback, and then it shoots back up. So you can call this a cup and handle if you want right here. But for me, this is a triple top. So beautiful triple top. I don't want to say twin peaks, but triplet peaks here. Some nice pair of titties here. You got 1, 2, right? Anyhow, the boobies formed, and now it's pushed up. So again, they're going to kind of just try to short this thing out. Let's take a look at the active trader. We have not done that today. We got some buyers in here. There we go. Sell walls up at 1014. Kind of getting crushed right now. And it's back. All right, so 1014 seems to be the region. If we can get these buyers in here, unless they're mirroring, right? So what they'll do is they'll put a sell wall and a buy wall, basically. 1 penny across from each other to kind of hold the price stagnant and try to drive it down. So potentially that's what they're looking to do here. I don't know if that's the case. But not doing too bad, right? So it's a fight today. It's a fight today. And what I was talking about is I'm going to go back to this SEC document that this guy says it's SEC document. And kind of look, right? So it's showing 801 on March 1st. So let's go take a look at March 1st. Where do we end at March 1st? I'll just take a look at 180. March 19th. Here we are. Here's March 1st. 908. Okay. 908. You can see the very first one here. That's the date 3/01/2021. Here's the amount: 1,280,013 shares at 801. I actually really want to see this entire document. I wish that this person would have like posted this somewhere, like the actual link to the document, just other than just saying, oh, you can find it on Fintel and it's on the SEC website, blah blah. I mean, I'll try to find it, but can you just send the link? That'd be easy. It'd be the easiest way for you to show everybody that you're not showing FUD or anything. Everybody buying the dips here. Everybody buying the dips. All right, let me go back to the 1 day, 1 minute. We're gonna take a look intraday here. Just leave it on that. I'm gonna go pour myself another cup of coffee here. And we're gonna see what happens here. Is this thing done, or is it gonna make another reversal and start to run back up again? So we'd like to see. It's a battle. Today's gonna be a fight, and yep, I'll be headed to Connecticut, as you know if you watch the stream. Leaving out here probably on May 8th. So next weekend, I am coming up on my last week of being home. So it's gonna be pretty sad to have to leave the dogs and the girlfriend and the desktop and get on the road. And I've got to go buy a new laptop. So um, I may need to start looking at doing that today. If I don't get it this week, I'll be kind of screwed when I get up there and not have one. But I need something to game on. I need something to live stream on, and I don't really want to do it from the crappy camera that I've got on my current laptop. I've got two laptops now, but one's actually for work, and the other one's my old work one, which is actually better than my new work one, and my new work one sucks. But I need a gaming one too because that's what I like to do in the afternoons. We'll see how it goes. Just gonna wait and see where we pull back to. Potentially, this could be it. And what I'm looking for here is when we pull back here is that I think we retest this level, right? So you can see this is the today's high at up here at 1018. What I think potentially could happen is, we're having ourselves a little bit of pullback. We'll start running back up, but we won't break this level at 1018, and then we'll start trading back down, and we'll start the battle all over again for 1001. So potentially look for that to happen. Look for us to start running back up and then get rejected somewhere before the top, and start pulling back down and start testing these levels of support again. That's just my opinion. What I've seen many, many times play out before. When you think, all right, we're making the run, we're running up, that's typically what could happen. The good news is you see here was a previous day high, and this is an alternative to why. This is a reason why I could be very much wrong. And we're only talking about over the next like 10, 15 minutes here. All right, so you look here. This is where we're at. That's 1017. We got all the way up and even got past it to 1018 here, which is good. Normally, if that was going to be the case, we would have gotten rejected a little bit below it. We never even came up, and we actually surpassed it. So there is a chance that we do start making another run at it, and then this next time we actually continue that run. However, I don't know. I think that they want to keep this thing down. They're going to use every opportunity that they can, every way that they can to short this thing out. And with the buying pressure being so low, I mean, we're sub 100,000. There's 123.69, 28. I mean, 80. Even on the high when we're 220. So that's decent, right? You see a little bit of volume here, but we want to see more, and what we would like to see above, in that more that 400 range, 400, 500,000 range. I mean, that's good volume. That's going to really drive this thing up and help start squeezing this thing out. When we start seeing million volume per minute, that's when we're really going to start to see this thing squeeze. We're just not seeing that right now. Everything else, yeah, taking a dump right now. So, all right, guys, I'm going to be back. I'm going to leave you guys on the chart here for just a moment. Let me pull up this. All right, so good. I think yesterday I said that I was going to leave you on the chart, and I just left you on a freaking screen on Reddit. So I'm going to actually leave you on the chart, leave you with some room to watch it for a second here. And I'll be right back. I'm going to pour myself another cup of coffee and take a quick break.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, we're back. So pretty much looks like what I thought was gonna happen did indeed happen. So if you guys were here, it seems like nobody's here, but that's okay. If you guys were watching a few moments ago, if you go back probably like 10 minutes, let me turn this down. If you guys watched back about 10 minutes, we kind of predicted that we would kind of get rejected here and fall back down. And the reason I thought that was because typically what you see when you come up to test this level and you don't quite get a good break above it, you get that nice pullback here. So we had a nice little run up, but I kind of figured they would short this thing back down and try to get us used to being below 1001, right? They kind of want to push this thing down below 1001 today. It is a battle. It is a battle, and it's going to be a long one. It's going to be the entire day. And I may hop back on live stream this afternoon, probably last 30 minutes of power hour to see how this thing kind of plays out. But they're going to try to keep it down as low as they can. We do have some bulls here, so the bulls are help pushing this thing up. But what you'll typically see is when you get that run and you don't get a really good break above its previous high, which, you can say intraday high here, you see that the pullback and it doesn't quite ever make it back up to that range again. So could have went the other way, but a lot of times after a run like this, you're going to see a bit of a pullback. So not surprising to see, and this is kind of what we kind of expected. So kind of expected it. Of course, we're just kind of numb to this kind of thing. We don't get emotional when we have days like we've had over the last few days. It does kind of suck to see us go from $11 down to now, 10 and sub 10. And when we're up, pushing 12 and, back down to 10. So that does kind of suck, but it is what it is. We already know how this game is played here. We know what they do. And fortunately, I'm going to pull up Fintel really quickly and just kind of keep refreshing. I refresh probably once every half hour or so. Still 150,000 shares available. The short bar rate fee has actually went up, so it was at 15.99. So good news is that we probably found some support down here at 16% and probably will continue that rise back up. So I'd like to see us back in the 20s next week, or even after today. Shit, I mean, if they get these shares back down to zero, that's good news for us. So the shares are kind of staying the same. We'll see what happens. I mean, they did have at one point, I think, 1 million shares available to short. Once they borrow those, that does not mean that they have already shorted them. It just means that they already have them and they can use them at any time, so they can stockpile them. That's at least my interpretation of what the potential option is for them, is that they can go ahead, borrow those shares to short, and then they don't, they can short them when they want, right? So maybe they're using them today. Maybe they used a little bit yesterday, a little bit the day before, a little bit today. Maybe they save a little bit for a lot for this afternoon. We're gonna see here. We see a nice little candle there, and that's only 266,000. So not bad. It's kind of the volume that we really want to see. We need to see to have this thing drive up. But we do have bulls and bears in the market today in AMC. We're gonna look at the SPY, see how the market in whole is doing. Not very well. I mean, when did Joe Biden speak? I honestly, was it last night? I honestly can't even remember when he spoke. Usually, it has a big effect on the market, at least for a day, when either him or the Fed speak. So, I don't know. Market's kind of all over the place as well. Look at this. What happened here? Massive sell here on the SPY. Don't really know what this is about. So this is about 1037. So potentially around the 1030ish range. I wonder if there was some bad news that had came out. Let's see if anything is posting up. 938. Doesn't really say anything, so maybe not. Or maybe that was. It's kind of weird because I think I have the chart. It's saying we're at 1043. We're really at 943. So yeah, this could potentially just maybe be screwed up between Central and East Coast time. I have the chart on East Coast time, but the everything else is Central time. So potentially this is what UK study. People who have had only have had only first dose of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine remain at risk from variants. Okay, that's probably not what the news was about. All right, back to Reddit. See if there's anything good going on over here. And where did my Reddit go? That's what we want here. All right, so let's close this out. Pull this back over here. And let's just refresh. We'll just kind of start from the top. Maybe something new has came out. I like to go to new. I don't like to go to hot. I'm not sure about top, but a lot of these posts that are kind of stupid get upvoted. So I just kind of go off what the newest thing is. Another Joshua James tweet. My AMC creed. Okay. Buy more. Okay. Said likely the hedge funds have covered their position. Can someone explain this to me and how AMC will squeeze if that's the case? I don't think that hedge funds have covered. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that they've covered either. When did this post? So I know it's Robinhood, but that was the only way to add my last $12 in savings account. Damn, bro. Ameritrade takes 3 days, and it's already Friday. Um, Actually, with TD Ameritrade now, you can do same day buys before the money clears your account. You should be able to. You should be able to add that money and then use that money same day. Right? I'm trying to think. I trade on margin now, so well, I don't trade on margin. I have cash reserves in my account. But I did transfer over my account to a marginal account when I started doing day trades, so that way I could not get good faith violations. I had one good faith violation. Basically, a good faith violation is when you have a stock, when you sell that position and then you buy and then sell that position, again using those funds that weren't fully cleared from the position you just sold. So when or it could be the same thing, right? So if you added money and it wasn't fully cleared, you added $100, and then you bought a position and then try to sell it the same day, those funds are not cleared. So that's a good faith violation. Could have got a better price here, but hey, man, appreciate the the support. Let's see, what is he talking about? So, it's Robin, but what was the only way to add my last $12 in my savings account? Ameritrade takes 3 days and it's already Friday. Hmm. I'm trying to remember. At one point, yes, you had to wait 3 days before the deposit cleared before you could actually purchase a position on TD Ameritrade. But I think that that's changed. I feel like it has changed that you can add money and purchase in the same day without a margin account. I could be wrong. Anybody in the comments who has a TD Ameritrade account and knows the answer to that, let me know. I'd like to know. Now that I'm on margin, it's a lot different actually. About to dip. More shares. Someone fact check my post, please. Can't cross post here. Okay. Let's see. Is it possible that they've been taking ETF shares and giving it back to the initial brokers they borrow from? That way, there are more available shares and also lowering borrowing fee. ETF shares went way down and available shares to borrow spiked. I don't know, man. I think go watch Houston Wade's video. I attached a link in the description. Check out that video. It's going to give a lot of information about how they're shorting this thing and how they borrow these shares to short, right? And the fact that they're creating synthetic shares, and they're naked shorting the stock here. They don't own the share. They haven't borrowed the share. They just know that somebody has the share, and they're shorting, the stock price, and they don't own the share with no intention to ever get the share unless they get called on it, and then they know that, hey, well, this person has the share. I'm going to get it from them. But they're not the only ones who are shorting from that. So there's a shit ton of synthetic shares out there on the market. A lot of naked shorting going on. I have a margin level 1 account on Schwab full of AMC shares. Can they loan out to short? Can they loan those out to short? Let's see. Yes, and if the price drops, they will take your shares. Yep, if you let them, call them and tell them you don't want to loan my shit out. So this is kind of a good question. I have a margin account as well on TD Ameritrade, and I do own some shares. And I don't want them to borrow my shares, but the only thing that I had seen was like in order for you to remove that was you had to get off of a margin account, and I don't know that that's true or not. I have a margin level 1 account on Schwab. Can they loan my shares out? Yes, and if the price drops, they will take your shares. They're not taking shit, dude. I don't know what this guy's talking about here. If your deposit has already cleared and you've already made the trade, right? So it takes a few days from once you purchase something for it actually to go through. If it's gone through, I don't know what he's saying. They'll take your shares, right? If you're not trading on margin, they're not taking shit away from you. So I don't know what they're talking about here. Especially if you keep a cash reserve amount in your account. I could be very wrong there, but I don't think so. I can't see it on here. I turned off all my the money stuff on here. Just left the like portfolio size and stuff like that. But actually, where are we sitting at? 10:03. All right, so battle 10:01 rages on. See, there's just not anything good anymore here. Shark smelling blood in the water? Question mark. AMC Entertainment, institutional buying and selling. Shares held. It's probably something stupid. Yep. Let's see. Cornerstone Wealth Management. Negative 48%. All right, we're gonna check this out. I know what he's referring to in this, and we'll just kind of go over it really quickly. I've got this actually posted in the description as well. I like to use this occasionally. We kind of go through it. This is the institutional ownership for AMC. This has their 13F and their 13D and G filings. So 13F is what we're looking for here. And pretty much you can see the file dates here on the left-hand side. File date of April 30th and 29th. You can see, all right, so we'll go back to, here's the 29th. Shit. As of the 29th, all of these in here, damn, there's even more all the way down here. So all the way down here to Wealth Care. From the 29th and then 2 and the 30th, these are the file dates. They have filed 13F filings showing that they own a position. Now, that doesn't mean that they bought a position on that day. It just means from the last quarter, they have purchased a position, right? So green rows indicate new positions, green rows indicate new positions, red rows indicate closed positions. So green is a entirely new position size or position here. And you can see this is new, 11,000 shares they purchased, 19,000 shares they purchased, 24,000 shares they purchased, 10,000 shares they purchased. This is an added position here, 184,000 shares. See if there's any big fish out here. Yeah, 24,000. All right, so this is a VCSVX, small cap value fund, 24,700 shares. You click on this little box here with the arrow, it expands out to another page, and then it reads like this. The security class and ID columns. Wait, that's not what we're looking for. Jesus Christ. It gives you the name. We're just going to call it VC. VC has filed a, let's say 13F. VC has filed a form disclosing ownership in 24,700 shares of AMC holding with total, and I don't use the dollar amount because it's not right, as of right here, February 28, 2021. So these filings are delayed by quite a bit. I think they have 40 days. I could be wrong on the date. See, 40 or 45 days from the end of the quarter to disclose positions that they that they buy and sell for their fund. And as of February 28th, they had purchased 24,700 shares. That's how many they own. So from the previous quarter to then, and within this quarter, they bought 24,700 shares. Now, at this point, they could have sold those shares, though. They could have sold all of them out, and we won't know until the next quarter. So you can see that if you were to go here on these red ones, it'll say that they closed. It'll tell you that how many they had previously. Right here, Sky Oak Wealth. zero shares they have now as of February 2nd. Um, as of March 31st, previously filed 13F HR on February 2nd, disclosing 10,000 shares. So between February 2nd and March 31st, they sold 10,000 shares that they had. So again, this kind of goes back to when we talk about squeeze and what's going on. There's a lot of institutional ownership within here. Some who have thousands and hundreds of thousands of shares, like Charles Schwab, 730,000 shares here. Some who have, probably a million shares or more. That when this gets to a price point that they like for their firm, they have a fiduciary responsibility to their clientele to sell that position, and they will do so. And it will slow down the squeeze a little bit, in my opinion. This is my opinion only because the institutional ownership is here. I think it's relatively high. We'd have to see the chart to see how high it is. But I think that what happens is when this thing starts to run up to $20, you can see a lot of those start to sell out. Anyhow, that's just what that one post was referring to. Did I close out? God dang, I did, didn't I? All right. Yeah, I just backed out. Currently sitting at 10:04, so we're starting to slow down mid morning here. What? The fuck is this guy talking about? Oh, I see here. All right. So this is not financial advice. This is my personal strategy. This is written by Single Bandicoot 408. He says, I have put a buy limit at $9.99 for $2,000 and another buy limit at $9.98 for $3,000. If the hedges want to bring it that low, bring it. I'm hoping this will scare them to keep it above $10. I'm not recommending anyone to follow this strategy. Hypothetically, if a lot of retail investors set buy limits at $9.99, then wouldn't it interfere with their buy and sell walls? Potentially, and what he's talking about is if you go to your level 2s on Thinkorswim, you have actual level 2 down here, or you have Active Trader. Pretty much shows the exact same information here, but it gives all of them, right? So this is per market or per exchange. You can count them up here at 1003, how many there are, and it'll add up to this number right here. So I like to use all of the markets in whole instead of looking at each market individually. So I take level 2s off, and I just use the Active Trader. Make sure you guys can see this. There we are. All right, cool. So I use the Active Trader here, and then you can see, right? So actually, they don't have it up right now, but usually what they'll do is they'll put a number here on the ask and on the bid, 1 cent across from each other, right? So at 10:04 and 10:03, you can kind of see a little bit here, but we actually have more buying pressure stepping in at 10:02, and it kind of messes with their sell walls because if there's more buying pressure, it will drive the price up. So they got saying, to do that, but what are you going to do? Are you going to do it like when? Because essentially, if you're trading with $5,000 and that's all you have, you can only do it one time. But I guess he's saying if more people do it, it'll kind of consistently keep it up. So what they'll normally do a lot of times, and we may not see it today, is they'll have a bigger ask size than the bid size, and that will drive the price down. They just try to keep it in this range here. They try to keep the price within a penny, and you're going to see this all over the place where it's not only them, it's other people trying to get the position at a penny lower or whatever it may be. I mean, we can go to any position here. I guess Fubo could be one. You'll see that it's going to be kind of the same thing, but it's not going to be to the extent, right? You can see 6, you see 9. You see it on Sens here. Sens actually quite different here. It's quite a bit. Like people want to buy at 208, and people want to sell at 215. So quite a bit different here. I just want to see why they have it at 208. Okay, so 208 is pretty much currently where the lower VWAP, the bottom VWAP is sitting at. So I don't know if that's potentially where they want to, that's why they were at 208. I don't know. It's still 100 shares or 1,000 shares at 208. Step back in 214, 450. It's just we're gonna look at this price action here and just kind of see what happens here. Because there are more buyers than sellers at this point, according to the level twos here. You got 482 at 214, 262 at 215. So will this drive the price up, having more buyers than there are sellers, right there at that lower price, in which I think that it will. A little stagnant at the moment, but the price is climbing slowly closer to that 215, and it did not. So, uh, I guess when you get people willing to sell at 214, I mean, I don't really understand what that guy was talking about. I don't know. Maybe somebody can explain it to me because I have no freaking clue what he's talking about with his strategy here. Had to put a buy limit at 9.99 for 2,000 and another limit at 9.98 for 3,000. If the hedgies want to bring it that low, bring it. I'm hoping this will scare them to keep it above 10. They don't care. They want it to go low. Hypothetically, if a lot of retail investors set buy limits at 9.99, then wouldn't it interfere with the buy and sell walls? No, it would just drive the price down to 9.99, right? That's my opinion. I don't know. Is there anything good on here? Make it happen. Can't think of an interesting title for this. I love movies. Okay. I like the meme stock. Oh, from Kramer. Okay. I would not trust anything Kramer has to say. Maybe he's just an old man now and he's feeling bad and that everyone hates him and he can't even get on Twitter anymore without getting trolled. So now he's just trying to appease the AMC and the meme stock fans. But basically, all right, I'm just going to read it off for you. I'm sure most of you know by now. Yesterday, Kramer finally spoke the truth. Nothing about the MOAS, the mother of all short squeezes, but he said that he would bet AMC will be the last movie theater standing by the end of the year. He also said he likes this meme stock. For him to say this is bigger than you think, for him to say this is bigger than you think. As Cinemark Theater, CNK is currently trading at $21, so he thinks CNK will have to close their doors by the end of the 2021. Just something to think about. As I think this is really good for news for what it's worth. Okay, whatever. I don't care what Kramer says. Yep, right here. Fool me once and all that. Yep. I don't trust one word comes out of Kramer's mouth. Exactly. Don't trust anything that dude has to say. Man, fuck Kramer. Yeah, whatever. I mean, he gets paid. He came out saying he gets paid to trash, stocks on his show from hedge funds. Hedge funds pay him to shit talk things because of his viewership. If you guys don't think this is going on, you're crazy. It's been going on. It's been going on. People pay people to talk shit about something else to lower interest in that thing. Stock market definitely included. They do it with politics. They do it with all kinds of stuff. They talk about certain things because they're getting paid to. So I don't watch the news. Credit Suisse chairman says sorry for the losses as he exits. Don't really care. Stop with the florist. Makes me want to choose violence. Okay. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? Can someone report this guy? let me just read before I report this guy. I'm not looking for anyone to have the amount of hate I have in my heart right now, but bro, I have seriously been imagining that people tied into this dead. I literally have daydreams of them getting shot, mass shootings happen, and people loving. Why not do it to the people who deserve it? See my government. I feel hate. I feel hopelessness. Odds I can make this world a better place. I want this to be yes, we're winning. What the fuck is he talking about? I want riots, building, burn, explosion. I want. Cool, man, but not cool. Definitely not cool. I can tolerate a lot of things on here and a lot of shit talking, but you just can't talk about like mass shootings and stuff like that. I mean, that's not cool in my eyes. The mass shooting thing is bullshit, and it's ruining the Second Amendment for everyone. For these people to go out and do this kind of thing, because in the media and the government just turns around and they use that as something to drive their gun control agenda. And not mass shooting is not cool at all. So for anyone to even bring it up, saying I don't care if you hate the hedgies and you hope that they die and all that kind of stuff, whatever that is, but yeah, that wasn't a cool post, man. I don't know why anybody's not calling this dude out. No violence. The only should we lose. We will make the money. This is not the way. I believe you're in the wrong place. We apes are civil. Pay taxes. You seriously need anger management. Government loves when that stuff happens, and probably are the people employing the shooters. They can hand out more restrictions, fine, prison times, all while making us more helpless. Exactly right. Downvote. I'm sorry. I do not condone this initiation of violence. I believe in the non-aggressive principle. We're not going to be violent, bro. Don't be like, okay, sounds like you need to chill out. Over what? Money? Grow up. Life doesn't always work out the way you want, and it's not always fair. You can profit eventually by taking advantage. Okay. People were killing themselves in 2008. They didn't care, bro. I have the same. Alright, whatever, man. Just fucking downvote this guy. Get him off the fucking thread. He probably needs help. I reported it, whatever. That's somebody else's job to look into it. But you can't be talking about mass shootings and stuff over freaking AMC stock. Come on, man. What's up, Jeffrey Canella? How's it going, brother? Appreciate the view. Appreciate you swinging by. We're just going over some Reddit DD here. Or lack thereof. I mean, this AMC stock Reddit page just turned into a shit show, honestly. I search every day looking for the good days like we used to have when we had actual good DD showing, you know, where the squeeze was and how it was going to happen, and we don't always get that. So we're just kind of looking. It's actually really hard now with 142,000 members in this subreddit. It's really hard to find good DD. So I actually have to change out some of the filters on here. Can't go off the top voted one because they're usually trash. What the hell is up with volume? This is written by Duke of Debauchery. Posted 34 minutes ago. What the hell is up with the volume? Sure, the shorting is concerning as always, but there's hardly any buy volume or volume in general. What the hell happened? Could be another rough one today. Great for averaging down, but geez, the dead volume on an end of the month options. Friday honestly shocked me. Friday always has low volume. Not end of the month options. Historically a very active day. Today it's just fucking dead. Let's see. I'd imagine a lot of people are waiting to see how the shareholders meeting goes on Tuesday, then the Q1 report Thursday. Possibly. I don't think they really care too much about the shareholders meeting unless they announce something big. AMC knows something big that we don't. They bumped up earnings too. They wanted the share count and got it. Potentially. Historically, the days leading up to earnings, there's a little bull rush. I think we'll see that next week. I agree. I think that on Monday we see it. We see a run on Monday. Let's see. Jeffrey Cannell, I'm just playing Daddy Daycare today with my headphones on, so I'm tuned in. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Thanks for listening. I said this earlier on. I actually pinned a link in my description box for Houston Wade's video that we kind of started the channel out. It's called like Market Fuckery or something. It's like a podcast format, perfect for those days where you're mowing the lawn and you throw some headphones in, or you're at work and you just throw some headphones in, something to listen to. I highly recommend listening to that video. So link is in my description. Go check it out. It's a good 20-25 minute video to listen to, and dude is pretty amazing at the podcast stuff. So first time I'm actually listening to him, and I definitely will be back to his channel to listen to more. Actually, I got to go out to work on my car here pretty soon. I'm about to get off before it rains today. I've got to replace the fuel filter on my car, and I started yesterday, and I don't know. I found somewhere online they said it takes like 3.5 to 4 hours. Definitely not. It probably took me that long just to get everything off, because you got to drop the exhaust, drop the gas tank, and then some of that stuff, man, on a car that's 15 years old, it's a little rough getting that stuff off sometimes. Luckily, the exhaust actually wasn't too bad. I thought it was gonna be the worst part was getting the exhaust off. I thought it was gonna be rusted up, and I thought some of the bolts from the strip, but that didn't happen. If you've got an impact drill, taking some of those bolts off that are rusted is probably the best way to do so. A little bit of WD-40 goes a long way as well. But hey, check out the link in my description to Houston Wade's video. Really good info there, and definitely worth a listen. Let's see. This time okay. There's just like really nothing on here anymore. AMC used to be, or this subreddit used to be really good. You just get a lot of crap on here. I guess maybe it always had crap, but I feel like there used to be more DD and research going into this, and maybe a lot of people left. It's just people retweeting Joshua James a bunch, people, posting some memes and posting stupid little stories, and I'm holding for this, and a 100K floor, and a bunch of BS like that. Yeah, even like this, my dog died 2 weeks ago, parent is sick, my job is killing me day by day. I mean, I'm sorry, but I would prefer that this be strictly DD oriented page, something to help educate people. Houston has good content for sure, man. Yeah, I heard his name. He was on a video with Jackson Hunter, who I don't watch a lot of Jackson Hunter stuff. With Jackson Hunter, he has gotten a lot better. I give him credit. The guy's definitely deserving the channel that he's built, and I've been pretty much watching his stuff since early on. I haven't watched it as much lately, but it's kind of what I feel like a lot of people do is they just kind of go watch a Trey's video or somebody else's video who does. It's like, what I'm trying to get at is, I'm not saying he's doing this, I'm saying that they're all the same, right? A lot of these damn videos that I've seen pop up lately that have shown up on my YouTube are almost kind of the same. They kind of read the same data, the same stuff. If you watch one, you pretty much watch them all. And for me, I like Ronsch Capital, ROENSCH Capital. I watch his stuff because he gives a little recap. He goes over the numbers, a lot of TNA, just strictly the number stuff. Doesn't really tell you like what he thinks. You know what I mean? It's pretty much just the numbers. So 10:01 is the battle today. I can see. Yeah, we've known that. We kind of knew that yesterday. 10:01 was going to be the battle. They've done this many times before. If you've been watching the stock at all, you've seen them drop the price the way that they have. You can see what they're getting up for. We think that we're going to be fighting for 11:01, and in reality, we're fighting for 9:01 or 10:01. So the volume is very low, but a lot of volatility so far. I mean, we see these swings here. Just to look at, give this perspective here. What the fuck? So it's not a lot. I mean, a 1% swing, and it's not even that. So maybe not as volatile as what I'm thinking it is, just by looking on the charts here. I mean, even at the highest, there we're at 2.5%. So 2.5% is good, but that's like at its most volatile point right there. The lowest to the highest on the day for intraday. So it's not really moving that much. I hear you. I think it's kind of funny. I found you through hearing God Pill rant about a bunch of crazy shit. I still like to switch up from time to time and hear what people have to say. Yeah, man. God Pill's a good dude at the end of the day. You may hop on there and see some things that you don't like. I started watching him a long time ago after I saw him on Andrew Mo Money. And the one thing about God Pill that I think a lot of people lose when they get on his channel and Uh, See him battling with the trolls, which is super comical, and hell, I'd watch his channel just to see that. Um, but the dude made $1 million, so his options knowledge is for sure there. He's got his own website. I don't know if you've checked it out. He doesn't really talk about it too much lately. I think it's still work in progress. It's called like racestocks.com or racestocks.net or racestocks pricing, whatever it is, but it's a pretty intelligent website. And for someone to create something like that, you'd have to be fucking intelligent. The guy's got it there. He does battle out with the trolls, and for me, that's super comical, and I like that. I don't like the beef between YouTubers, between whatever going on with him and anybody else. I'm not here for that because I do watch everybody. I do watch Andrew Mo Money and Jeffrey Forbes and Godpill and Trace Trades and Ronch Capital and I don't really watch Matt Kors as much. Or I'll watch Jackson Hunter and whoever. And I just found this new guy. What is it, Lou? He gives real talk, man. It's just no charts, just the dude on his cell phone, not even a camera, just on his phone, talking on his phone like it's like what was it? It's not even like a TikTok. It's I think there used to be some other app that was like that before, like a Vine, pretty much. They do just on there 5-minute video, just talking to his phone, and I saw that yesterday and I thought it was pretty good. I don't dislike Godpill, just a different viewpoint. Yeah, man, I think a lot of people kind of get on and just troll him, and it drives the channel in a different direction. But when the dude's on, and yeah, me and him, we've had our differences on some things that he talked about. For me, I feel comfortable enough to say it on streams that because he knows this, I've told him, like, I don't like when it gets into the Bible reading and the scripture. Like, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I don't. I grew up in a Christian household. At least my parents didn't really go to church, but I grew up going to church basically since I was, a really young child. And I don't practice as much anymore, but it doesn't mean I want to hear people say certain things, or I want to hear stock talk. I'm not looking for that. So for me, that's the only kind of down point that I would have to it. But he has knowledge of what plays to make, but they're not for everybody, and he gets heated pretty quick. Yeah, man. I mean, that's just his personality, I guess, right? He battles out with the trolls, and I think it's kind of funny. Hopefully his blood pressure is not too high. He does have the knowledge here, so we kind of made this options on here, but it's not for everybody, that's for sure. And I don't feel like I don't like the picking of sides and saying, like, you can't watch this guy and not watch this guy and all that stuff. Like, hell, when I get off stream today, I'm gonna go turn somebody on and listen to what they have to say, because like you said, get that different viewpoint from somebody. They have you get some DD from the options chain from Godpill. You get pretty much at this point, Trey is mostly just a positive outlook on the stock. He doesn't say hardly anything negative about AMC. It's mostly just positivity. So if you want that positive outlook, go watch him. You got everybody bring something different. You want the TA, you want the real technical analysis and the breakdown. Ronch Capital, and Jeffrey Forbes has some pretty decent videos where he kind of goes over. There's a few other guys that I don't really watch that I know about. New York Angelo and what's that? The Trader Nation, or the Trader, the guy from Jerusalem or from Israel. I can't remember his name, but I watched a couple of his videos. I like people to keep it real and just pretty much talk about like what it's actually doing, and give the numbers and give the facts. I don't really like too much else other than that. So that's what we try to stick with here. We're not just solely an AMC channel. I have a portfolio and I go over those positions right now. I haven't made a day trade in probably 2 weeks. Just kind of waiting to see what pans out with some of my other positions. I don't want to have a portfolio full of red positions where I'm kind of stuck holding the bag. And let's see, we made probably 6 or 7 pretty decent trades throughout this year. Some of them that were long-term holds. And then, these are the ones we're holding the bag on, pretty much, except for AT&T, right? So UPC, Rocket, Fubo, and AMTX. And for each one, has its own there's own reason to what happened. Fubo, we're still waiting to pan out, and then AMTX, just a bad swing trade for me. Should have looked a little bit deeper and done some research, but it's all experience. That's why a lot of times I'm only trading with a very small position size. I only 2 positions, so it's only like $50, right? Just something for me to practice on, and it's kind of where we stood there. So definitely the battle still rages on here on AMC. Not much going on. Not much DD that I can find either. Let's see. This is from 1 hour ago. Tweet from Joshua James. Oh, Moneymaker Tribe. That's it. Abby. Yeah. Appreciate that, man. I forgot it. I like stuck in my head something. I don't know why. Yeah, he's cool. The thing with YouTube now that I'm starting to find that like that I like or I don't like is. And this is one thing about Jeffrey Forbes, and I'm not knocking the guy, man. Hey, I get it. That's your hustle. That's what you're doing. But I can't stand when people get on and the first thing they say is, oh, please like, subscribe to the video. Go check out my Patreon. Go do this, blah, 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 my Discord. Look, I get that you have all that stuff and you want to give it. But every single video, the first few seconds, and I get, like, that's how you outreach people. And that's why my channel's got, like 40 subscribers, and he's probably got thousands, and that's fine. Hey, if that's what you're doing it for, is to make that income, then hey, good for you. That's where you got to go. But for me, just pushing that kind of stuff, I really don't like. I don't like hearing that within the first 5 minutes of the video of people pushing stuff. I'm not saying that Avi does that, but Jeffrey Forbes definitely, and he doesn't really push. It's only like a couple seconds, but I'm the kind of guy that I pay for, the YouTube Premium because I hate listening to commercials. I don't like advertisements. I don't listen to the radio because I hate commercials. I don't watch regular TV because I hate commercials. I hate advertisements. If I'm not interested in it, like if I'm interested in looking to buy something, I go out and find the information and I'll go buy it. I don't like the advertisement. But I'm gonna read this DD here from. I did not want to click on his Twitter, but fine. It is what it is. Adam Aaron is 100% doing the best he can. Or hold on, let me just let me back up a little bit. This is a tweet from Joshua James, presumably earlier this morning here, April 30th. Damn, it's already April 30th. Jeez. 8:38 a.m. So this morning here says AA is 100% doing what he can as a CEO to protect his company and his shareholders from the short ladder attack or attack by short sellers. The stock is 100% being naked shorted at this point. Well, of course, we already knew it was being naked shorted. The DTCC is helping hedge funds do it, and the SEC and Congress are just watching because they've been purchased. Yeah, I mean, the lobbying has got, yeah, of course, we already know all this. Let's see. Are solutions emerging? Answer. A great deal of the problem could be eliminated by placing the DTCC under federal control and eliminating the concealment of failure to settle transactions. There are good laws on the books. They are simply not enforced, in part because every member of Congress and every state and federal executive has been bribed or blackmailed, some with pedophilia entrapment videos created by Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and the Mossad, with CIA and FBI complicity, or they are turning a blind eye with the expectation of a lucrative job offer from Wall Street at salaries 5 times greater than their government salary. I guess. I mean, I am 100% into conspiracy theories for sure, and I'm not going to say that this isn't a possibility that's not real, but for now, the only thing we can do is stick to the things that we can actually prove, and then there are the facts. The stock is 100% being naked shorted. We already know it's being naked shorted. Is Adam Aaron doing the best he can to protect his company? Yes, he is, and his shareholders. I don't know about his shareholders, but I do know that he's doing what he can to protect the company. He saw that we were not going to allow the 500 million share dilution, so that's why they pulled it off the table and said, well, we need the money because we only have enough money to make it through 2021. We cannot make it anytime after that. If you look at the filing that they had, I think it's actually linked in my description below. You guys check it out. They are in a serious amount of debt. As we run up here to 1010, I'm going to keep talking. As they get to the end of 2021, they're going to run out of money. Now they're working with their landlords for their real estate properties that they lease for the theaters. But they owe a shit ton of money, and they're in a very bad situation. So they need to sell stock. They have to sell stock, And they did pull the 500 million off the table, and I have seen that the 43 million was already announced from a long time ago. But either way, they have to sell his 43 million, and he's doing that. And if they already announced the 43 million, and we already had those before, and they pulled the 500 million off the table, then he is listening to shareholders. I'm just gonna wait to play and let things play out and see what he does. If this guy's as smart as what everybody's giving him credit for, but he's definitely, the company goes first. He has to save the company. If not, he's not gonna have a job. So the company's gonna come first. Shareholders will come second. So as we get this this run up here, we're gonna see. Looks like we're gonna have just a little bit of a pullback. I would look for us to kind of touch maybe on the 1013, 1015 range. See if we get a little bit higher. If we get this break right here, if we get a break above 1017, then they could run up a little bit higher. But I don't think they're going to allow that. I'm gonna pull up Fintel. Again, we like to pull up Fintel multiple times throughout the stream. 150,000 short shares available and a short bar rate fee of 16.02%. So I think this is pretty much the same as it was. It hasn't changed in an hour, so pretty much the same. Short volume ratio for yesterday was 23%, so definitely has went up. I'll read off the last few days. Short volume ratio for yesterday, 22.77%, 20.30% previous day, 18.91, 19.81, and then we're back into the high 20s, 28, 21, 24, 29, 31, 36. So we got as low as 18.91 on April 27th, about 3 days ago, and we're now back into the 20. So if they did cover anything, they have shorted it almost all back, with there being 150,000 short shares available at this moment. This was 2 hours ago. It was updated, was 2 minutes what last changed 2 hours ago. So surely they have shorted out at least 50,000 shares, I would imagine, or more. I think this thing goes down. But then I don't know. You see the volume. I mean, the price is going up. I can't imagine it's all retail investors buying in. Potentially scalpers. Who knows? There's not a lot of volume to even scalp on. Yeah. So I appreciate the comments, Jeffrey Canella. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you swinging by the channel. Hopefully you're going to check out Houston Wade's video. Shit, I'd watch it over my stream right now too. For sure. You're going to get better information, because right now there's just not anything going on. And it's just me pretty much rambling on right here. So, with that being said, I think we're going to end the stream for today, because I've got some stuff to do. You know, market, we're in a battle. I do want to come back on for about a half hour this afternoon. And I'm going to take this time to thank whoever has watched the stream here, and anybody's comments. So thank you, Jeffrey Canella. Thank you, Andrew Sonori, for giving out some shout outs in the comments. We're going to leave this off first. Before we do so, let's see. GME hit a high of 183 for the last 2 days here. Currently trading about 177. So GME is actually holding up pretty strong here. Doing a lot better than what AMC has done. So I don't think there's anything else I really want to talk about. I apologize if I forgot something. Again, check out Houston Wade's video in the description below. Really, really interesting video. I'm actually probably going to listen to it again for a second time here while I work on my car. And what else I have linked down below? I have the SEC filing for the 500 million share dilution, and in there you can see the financial report. So that's expected financial report. So I'm just not certain that there's going to be big news on May 6th with the financials coming out. I don't know. Could be. We're going to see how smart Adam Aaron really is moving up that date. Also, the Fintel institutional ownership is linked in the description below. So check all three of those things out if you'd like to. The SEC filing report is a bit of a headache. But luckily, you know, right there, I think first 2 pages, where you're going to get that financial information from, and kind of compare it to where they stood last year versus where they're at now. And it's a bit much. So they need to sell those 43 million shares. And, you know, if they're waiting to squeeze this thing out and then sell them, and they're going to do everything they can to help try to squeeze it and then sell them, smart fucking play by Adam Aaron. So we're going to find out if that's what his plan is. it would definitely gain a lot of respect from me. So, as we're seeing a red day in pretty much every position in our portfolio except for Sens. And remember, Sens has a earnings report coming up on. Why is it not pulling up here? It's not pulling up for some reason. It's May 13th. Earnings report on May 13th. Keep that in mind. Watch for Sens to have a breakout on May 13th or shortly thereafter. I think the earnings are going to be pretty damn good for Sens. They haven't really been that great lately. They're actually pretty bad the last time they had an earnings report. But they're getting there, right? So at some point the earnings are going to turn around for them. So it wasn't a great one the last time, but I'm expecting this one to be a little bit better. And maybe other people are too. So, hey, let me go to let me pull up OBS real quick. All right, so appreciate to everybody in the comments here. Leave them up on the screen just for a moment here. Andrew Sonori and Jeffrey Cannella. Appreciate you guys for swinging by, watching a little bit of the stream. We're going to call it a day, and we're going to try to get back on this afternoon for Power Hour. So hopefully I'll see you guys this afternoon. If not, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace out.
Mic off.